Hello everybody and welcome! ZDS here, bringing you episode 1 of my Pokemon Colosseum Let's Play. So, as we get started, I'm going to share a little bit of history that I have with this particular game. So, I've said this story 1,000 times. Pokemon XD Darkness is my favorite game of all time in the Pokemon series, and probably one of my favorite games ever if I don't include Metroid Prime in that roster. Also, sorry about the banging. They're for some reason fucking doing repairs on my roof at fucking 2 o'clock in, well, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, I guess. I don't know. Fuck it. Anyway, my mom, shortly after I got my very first GameCube, we went to the GameStop in my area. And when we went down there, I was looking for a Pokemon game. Now, my first experience with Pokemon games at that time, well, my only experience really, was Pokemon Stadium 1 and Stadium 2. I had no idea about the RPG format of the Pokemon games at that point. The only games I knew about were Stadium 1, 2, and Pokemon Snap. So, when I go into the GameStop, I see this disc sitting in the chair, or sitting in the rack, labeled Pokemon Colosseum. There was also Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, which is the one I got first. Also, we're going to be doing some PK hexing after this video, just so you are aware. Anyway, so as I was perusing and I grabbed a copy of Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, my mom got it home, we brought it home, I played it, and I couldn't get past Dr. Kaminko's laboratory because I was a scared little chicken shit of a 12-year-old. So after that, I had requested to my mom, why don't we go get Colosseum instead? I thought, since the name of the game was Colosseum, and Colosseums are very similar to stadiums in a way, that it was going to be a Pokemon Stadium 3, as it were. Obviously it was not, and I was incredibly surprised, yet very much intrigued by what I was doing. So again, I had no prior experience with RPG format Pokemon games. Pokemon Colosseum was my very first ever RPG format Pokemon game. And I have a lot of fond memories of this game. Granted, I will say, Colosseum is way worse than XD Gale of Darkness for a number of reasons. The primary one being the extremely limited selection of Pokemon you have at your disposal. You can only have a maximum total, if you include the box count, of 96 Pokemon in your game. However, you actually can't have that many because there aren't that many Pokemon in Colosseum to catch. Because just like its predecessor, well, just like its sequel, XD Gale of Darkness, Colosseum deals with shadow Pokemon, and there is a finite amount of those. Unlike XD Gale of Darkness, Colosseum did not have any wild Pokemon to capture, like in the Pokespots. So you are completely limited to the restricted 48 shadow Pokemon in the game, your Espeon and Umbreon, and the two trade Pokemon you can get, or sorry, not trade. The two gift Pokemon you get, which is a Plusle you get from duking later on, and a Ho-Oh if you complete the Mount Battle 100 battle challenge in the post-game after purifying all 48 Shadow Pokemon. That makes Colosseum have the 100% smallest roster of any Pokemon game, even more so than the original Pokemon, Red and Blue, and obviously way less than even Sword and Shield. However, I didn't really mind that. You see, Colosseum to me was a game that was mostly designed to get you more Pokemon from Generation 2, because in Generation 3 games, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, as well as Fire Red and Leaf Green, there wasn't very many Gen 2 Pokemon to capture. So Colosseum kind of fits that bill by adding a lot of Gen 2 Pokemon. Obviously, starting off with 2 evolutions of Espeon and Umbreon was the main draw that I liked about it. The combination of Dark and Psychic made a really good team combination, which of course I'll be showing off further on in this series. But the Shadow Pokemon limited mostly to Gen 2 Pokemon didn't really bother me back then, because again, I'd only played Stadium 1 and 2 at the time. So getting ready to go, so, you know, grabbing Pokemon like Espeon and Umbreon, or Quagsire, or fucking the Johto starter, or what have you. Those are all things that I really enjoyed anyway, so it was just a good thing to do. Now, with the exception of that, there's not... sorry. With the Gen 2 Pokemon, there were, of course, a lot of Gen 3 Pokemon that you could get as well. Well, not a lot, but, you know, a couple here and there. I suppose Colosseum was just, as I said, just a method to get Pokemon, Gen 2 Pokemon into the game. Okay, now that my backstory with Colosseum is over, we can actually get to the fucking plot of this game. Now, of course, in Colosseum, when you start out as a rogue Team Snag'em member who realizes that the snag machine that is being used is used to turn Pokemon into Shadow Pokemon, which your main character, whose normally name is Wes, just will not tolerate and decides to use his skills along with his Pokemon to steal the snag machine to prevent Team Snag'em from stealing any more Pokemon and giving them over to the organization Cypher, which is also part of the ones who captured this young lady here, who I will be naming... what should I name her? God damn, this is always a hard one. I'll just name her Arya. Oops. Arya. There we go. I don't know why, it just seems like a nice name to use. So yeah, you are playing as essentially an anti-hero. You used to be a villain, stealing Pokemon for the fun of it, until you realized that those Pokemon were being used in deadly experiments that would prevent them from being able to show their hearts, I guess, or whatever. It's a little bit more complicated than I think it should be in some cases, but still interesting nonetheless. Now, I honestly have not played Colosseum in over a year. I have a very high likelihood I'm going to get lost a very large amount of times in this game. Like I just did just now, I have to meet the mayor first. And the guy in the purple bodysuit who is totally, absolutely, completely, in no way, in any shape or form, obviously evil. He's got red eyes and literally flowing hair that blows where there's no wind. The fact that he was in here talking to the mayor, you know, I've been playing this game since 2006, and it really didn't seem apparent to me that Escade here, the mayor of Phoenix City, is actually evil. I mean, for some reason I didn't put two and two together that I saw the obviously evil guy in the purple bodysuit walk out of the same room where the fucking nice-ass fat mayor is. I didn't put that two together. Now, you know, I'm 27 years old, it's unbelievably more obvious. I can't remember if there are item boxes. Oh, there is one. Okay. Now, I'm not going to do the Pika Hexing until after I'm done with this video. I'm going to try to keep the episodes the similar length that I did for the XDL Darkness playthrough, around 15 to 20 minutes. Hopefully I don't go over that, but, you know, you never know with some of the areas in this game. And unlike in XDL Darkness, the post-game, after you beat the main villain, who, well, spoilers, just gonna say it now, is Escade. This game came out in 2004. If you don't know that already, I'm sorry to hear that. But anyway, so after you defeat him and the purple jumpsuit guy, who I swear to God is just one shade of color away from being a Pokemon version of Sephiroth, that is when you actually get to do some post-game stuff, which XDL Darkness sadly does not have. It does disappoint me a little bit that XD did kind of go backwards in terms of that, but it's not too bad. But I will also say that one of the biggest draws of this game, and something I actually really like, is that it is actually one of the tougher Pokemon games. Now, of course, I'm going to be using Pika Hex, so toughness isn't really going to matter very much, because I'll be able to give my Pokemon any move that I want, so it ain't going to matter. But, in terms of, you know, the Gen 3 games in particular, if we're counting the handhelds, Colosseum is without a doubt the hardest one. XD Darkness does tone down the hardness factor, but it makes up for it with a larger roster of Pokemon and a better mechanic system. Plus, the battles go a lot faster than they do in Colosseum. I actually have the emulator sped up, and it's going to take still sometimes up to several minutes to finish some battles. Particularly with the Cypher admins, which we'll face later on. But, like I said, Colosseum has a very large hole that it filled up in my chest. Also, I like this. She considers you her knight in shining armor. I think that's really fucking sweet. Oh yeah, we gotta go to the shop first and make sure that we have no Pokeballs there. So in the Ore region, or Ore region, however you want to pronounce it, there are no wild Pokemon. It's never explained why there are no wild Pokemon, there just aren't. So, nobody sells Pokeballs, since, you know, there's no point since there's no wild Pokemon. So we actually have to go to the outskirts stand and talk to the purveyor at the bar there, and he'll pull out a big old rusty box of fucking, a rusty box of frickin' Pokeballs. Oh yeah, here they are, a little dusty, I'm afraid, otherwise perfectly usable. Here, take these, I'll let you have them for free. So he gives us 5 regular Pokeballs, but there's one thing I always do before I leave. First of all, you can grab Great Balls as soon as you start this game. Just make sure to do that. Now, it might be weird that I'm only grabbing 5, but when we face our first Shadow Pokemon, you'll figure out why. See, because there's actually a very interesting glitch in Pokemon Colosseum that sadly does not exist in any other Pokemon game. The Pokeballs... Wait a minute, where were they said to be at? Mayor's office? Oh yeah, Mirror B, Mr. Afro guy. He's like a mix which those stars are so conveniently placed. I'm going to try to do my best impersonation of a foppish voice, so forgive me if this is offensive. Oh, now aren't you boys frightfully pathetic? You mean to tell me you are best about these darling infants? Darling, did you say your name was Kevin or something? I so don't like saying this, but we're not at liberty to keep your lady friend at liberty. That sweet young thing. See, she can see things that ordinary people aren't supposed to see. That just will not do for what we're planning to do. No, it just won't do at all. If you don't like pain like most people, you can avoid the pain by keeping your nose out of places it needn't be. Boys, oh boys! Yes, we will. Boys, I shall make my return to Pirate Town now. Do you remember that I'll be waiting for you to return with the little lady? Am I making myself clear? I won't accept failure from you again, boys. Let the music spin. Let's get it on. Without a doubt, one of the best theme songs of any Pokemon character in the entire series. Which, when I do get to fight him, I'm actually going to purposely unspeed up the game just so I can hear the song perfectly normally. We don't have to fight him for quite a while, though. A couple episodes, probably, and then we'll fight him. But I will be taking that Lotad. Or not. Chompity chomp chomp on the Whismer. I don't think that normally would have killed that thing. Now this guy's pretty much just a pathetic waste of time. We don't need him in our way. We got a fully evolved Psychic and a fully evolved Dark type. Now also, Espeon and Umbreon, and I found this out the hard way from literally hours of soft resetting, but the Espeon and Umbreon in Pokemon Colosseum are programmed to only be male. Which fucking sucks for someone like me who prefers female Pokemon, but I will rectify that with Pikahex, don't you worry. But it's just annoying because it means that if you try to trade them to the Gen 3 games, they won't be able to breed unless you have a Ditto. And yes, Shadow Pokemon aren't afraid to attack people. I think I said tack, not attack. Okay. Now, I will show you guys the weird little glitch in a second here. After I do Pikahex, I'm going to add Master Ball so I don't have to worry about this capturing shenanigan crap. But I do want to try to paralyze it, if I can. Okay, that right there is the most annoying part of Pokemon Pokemon Colosseum. The very fact that the Shadow Rush move, which is the only Shadow move these Pokemon know, does recoil damage. It's not a crap ton of recoil damage, but it is quite enough to, with the harder captures, make the Pokemon kill itself, which is precisely why I'll be using Master Balls after this video is up. So, real quick, here is the glitch. You're going to go with your first Pokemon, go to Items, and of course select your Pokeball. In this case, I'm going to select a Great Ball. Select it. Then with your second Pokemon, go to Items again, press the X or Y button, and switch the Pokeball, whatever you chose, with the position of another Pokeball in your bag, and then just do whatever. So hopefully this will capture it on the first try. Makuhita does have a pretty high catch rate. There we are. And once the battle's over, you'll see what that glitch does. Goodness, I really shouldn't have eaten that second burger. Alright, so if we go to the item screen, we can see here, I still have 5 Great Balls. This is the Pokeball cloning glitch in Pokemon Colosseum. It is the easiest glitch I've ever seen in a video game. It basically makes it to where you never have to buy more than 1 Pokeball of any given type, ever in the game. It saves a lot on money with the real difficult captures of the Pokemon. It's much better to do it that way. Now, before I end this video, I'm going to do one more capture, because we do have 3 potential options here. Now, there are 3 exits to Phoenix City. There's this one over here, blocked by this guy in green. There's this one to the right, blocked by this guy in red. And then there's the one at the front, blocked by a guy in blue. Now, what's interesting about these 3 gentlemen is that all 3 of them have one of the Johto starter's second evolutions. The green one has Bayleaf, the red one has Cyndaquil, or Quilava rather, and the blue one rather has Croconaw. Now, for the purpose of my, purpose of this video, I'm going to be choosing Croconaw. Now, granted, you will be able to capture all 3 of them, but the other 2, whichever ones you didn't pick, will not be obtainable until post-game. I want you guys to know that in case you didn't. Whatever starter you pick, if you decide to use it, you're stuck with it for the rest of the main game until you beat the final boss. Croconaw is also kind of a pain in the ass to capture because it has one of the better movesets out of the 3 of them. Much better than Bayleaf's. I wish Bayleaf at least got Ancient Power in this game, like it does in Colosseum, or XD Gale Darkness rather, when you beat the 100 Battle Mount Challenge thing. So you can see that I'm not doing much damage here. It's because these Pokemon are a lot stronger than you think they are. Probably should have saved the game before I fought this thing, just in case I killed it, but I'm an idiot, so there you go. I never lower the Pokemon's health below the middle point when I'm fighting shadows for the simple fact that, well, you know, I could lose them. Fucking Shadow Rush is no joke, man. It's a pain in the ass. It's what makes Colosseum, in my opinion, so hard when it comes to just completing the game. Okay, that was BS. Holy cannoli schmoly, that's a lot of damage. Let's try the glitch again, because I don't want to lose this fucking Croconaw. Great Ball. And then Switcheroony. And then Super Potion on Espeon so he doesn't die. Come on. There we go. Alright, so we already have one of my final 6 members. Now, unlike a lot of people who play Colosseum, for reasons I will never understand why they do this, I will actually be using Umbreon for the entire game, unlike the majority of Let's Plays I've seen on Colosseum in the past. I, for the life of me, cannot understand why people do that. It's like everyone hates Umbreon or something because it's not as strong as Espeon attack-wise. But, like, they only use one of the evolutions. I don't get it. You get 2 fully evolved Pokemon from the start of the game and you're only going to use one of them? That's just dumb. I suppose it does you know, expand team options, but I just don't see a reason why not to have these two in a pair. But that's going to go ahead and do it for the first episode of my Pokemon Colosseum Let's Play. Please, if you haven't subscribed already, click that subscribe button, leave a like in the video if you enjoyed. Please let me know in the comments what you guys like about Pokemon Colosseum, or just really anything. Comment whatever the hell you want. Say first 30 times. I don't give a damn. I like the interactivity. Anyway, guys, this is going to be doing it for me today, so thank you guys so much for watching. This has been ZDS, making YouTube for fun one video at a time, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Have a good night, everybody.